tells me too. My heart never had a strong faith in Kalkazar's words before, but now whatever phantom trust I had is scattering into smoke. We must ask questions and get the answers, by force if that is the way it has to be. Both wolves affirm the last words with energetic and murderous nods. Tech use. Pascal, examine the tech priest bodies. Success. Something strange occurred to the two women's augmetics. It is like they began to grow inside their flesh, spreading webs of metal around them. After taking a closer look, you realize that every augment seems to have begun mutating, developing new forms and functions not envisioned by their creators. It seems probable that this is what caused their demise. Suddenly, you hear a click inside one of the tech priest's bodies, and their eyes open wide. A spasm shakes her gaunt limbs, making Thorvald clutch his weapon. Her lips twist into a crooked line, forcing out two words. The yoke! She's still alive! Call the Medicaid! Reconstruction. Impossible. The woman's whisper is barely audible, but the weak voice that is coming from her pale lips still sounds more alive than the mechanical hiss of a vox. The shelter has fallen. The maimed hunter comes. Cessation of vital functions inevitable. Her eyes momentarily roll back, but then a metallic churr inside her chest brings her back to consciousness. Reading the unit's new spheric signature. No evidence of corruption registered in the algorithms. Detecting substantial logical disruptions within the augments. Threat level low. Inspect the wounds. Success. There is not a single wound upon her white skin, but there is no doubt she will soon perish. Her augmetics are failing as if they were sabotaged by some entropic influence. For a moment you consider it a sign of the tech blight, but then you refute the thought. What you're witnessing is not decay, but transformation of the matter from which the tech priest's true flesh is made. What happened to you? A pained shadow falls on her face. The chapel was attacked. The preservation protocol commanded me to hide within the inner artifactorium and block all outside access to it. Prolonged presence in close proximity to the object was prohibited by the algorithm, but the preservation protocol had a higher priority. The object affected me. I resisted. Resistance leads to structural damage. What object? The yoke. The weapon we forged at the Lord Inquisitor's command. The destroyer of worlds. What? Why do you have that? I need more details. How does it work? What even is the yoke? An enigma. The project was kept secret from everyone, including the Smiths. We forged fragments of it. It was a tool for controlling energies of staggering power, and it was not the Omnisci's blessed gifts that serves as its foundation. It was forbidden knowledge, knowledge that we comprehended. Profanity register. We continued the work of our mentor, Archmagos Amarnat. It was his wisdom that made our toils possible. Axiomantha's words render Pascal speechless. How exactly did the object affect you? A difficult thing to explain to a layman. Metamorphosis phenomena occurred in the object's vicinity. Sacred technology and even ordinary plasteel starts to behave willfully, shifting, reconstructing, altering their fundamental attributes. Imagine yourself gazing upon a surface of water that was disturbed by a stone an era ago, but the ripples never stopped coming. That's what it felt like. The object propagated echoes of change. Her true flesh has betrayed her and become a heavy burden of metal within her body. Something that is not of the Omnisci's design. Something devoid of function. Pascal speaks the last words with audible disgust and sorrow. What else do you know about this weapon? How did Kalkazar learn of it? Against whom does he intend to use it? Against anyone. Its power is absolute. The first experiments with this tech relic were calamitous. The tech blight, its merely is echo. Its potential is so much greater. She stops as if frightened by her own words. It never should have fallen into the hands of the laity, but the Lord Inquisitor stole it. Its secret was procured beyond the dimensional gate, beneath the dark stars, and passed over to Amarnat. Kalkazar destroyed the Messiah of Discontinuing and robbed him, and claimed the secret for himself. Oh my god. So the head Inquisitor somehow got his hands on this artifact from, like, aliens? And killed a tech priest, Amarnat, to keep it hush-hush? He knows, she points at Thorvald. He was there. Thorvald glances at you in shame. She speaks no lies. The first task the Inquisitor gave us in the Expanse was to destroy a cult of tech heretics. The deed was done. The Amarnat, was he a good priest? Did Kalkazar drag us into something foul? Ulfar looks away and rumbles heavily. I was there too. I fought those judged by Kalkazar. Pascal's vox sounds as if a hot metal string just snapped inside. This unit is waiting for an explanation. He's like, these mechadendrites are rated E for everyone if you don't explain right now. Alright. What do you know about the secret weapon? I never even knew there was a weapon. I was told of traitors and I tracked them down. I claimed no trophies. I had no part in any dark intrigues. You think I would have wished that sneaky, scheming Viper to get his hands on something so powerful? I wouldn't even trust him with my axe. It is not my place to judge you. You are following orders. Thorbid frowns and says in a hollow voice, and yet doubts smother my heart. Did we sully our chapter's honor with deeds done for a dishonorable end? Why are you revealing Kalkazar's secrets to me? I was never his servant. I was forced to serve. When our circle was broken, he offered me a choice, submit or die. He threatened to kill half of me if I refused to forge for him. He needed Archmagos' Amarnat's knowledge, and I had it. I saw no sense in resisting. You betrayed him too. Yes, her agreement comes easily with a weak smile. Ethics are an insubstantial construct of emotion. I acted logically. I continue to comprehend rather than terminate my vital functions. I doubt I can learn more. It's difficult to process. Have I fulfilled my duty to the Omnissiah? May I rest now? She looks through you like she can no longer see you. Who are you? Magos, Axiomantha Hanuman. That is my identifier. Another Hanuman. Pascal's mechadendrites snap up in a whirlwind of alarm, and the recorder in his Vox activates with a click. Initiating interrogation procedure. What? Yo! Jesus. Pascal going crazy. You are not the first servant of the Omnissiah I have met who goes by that name. The tech priest responds with a faint and enigmatic smile. You have found yourself at the center of a tangle of paradoxicality. Point at the dead tech priest. Was she your sister? She was me. A phenomenon of flesh divided me into two identical bodies at birth. Do you just mean twins or something else? The Omnissiah's wisdom let me overcome this psychological flaw by braiding back the separated mind. I was the first unificate in the fleet. Now this half of me is dead. The rest of my mind is fading. The sympathetic principle is insurmountable. The tech priest closes her eyes and starts whispering something incomprehensible, sinking deeper into the depths of oblivion. Creation of unificates is dangerous knowledge that has long been denounced by many as a procedure not blessed by the Omnissiah. It is based not on a direct prototype envisioned by the precursors, merely on loosely connected technologies. Knowledge will not leave the capacity to be absolute until the coming of the Omnissiah. We do not know of such pre-technology, but we can claim the certainty that it never existed. Do you remember stories about the Geminocrats, the twin magi who joined their minds in their devotion to Mars? I remember. Proponents of the right to create unificates base this defense on this momentous precedent. You spoke of a shelter and a maimed hunter. What did you mean by it? This place was a shelter. The Lord Inquisitor hid me here, and not me alone. A high-pitched groan of pain interrupts her words. The maimed hunter, a figure of termination, an unknown variable, Amarnat's nemesis. I never met them, but I inferred their existence based on statistical evidence and logical conclusions. Their portents of entropy foretell that the hunter is near. How do you know about Amarnat? I was a disciple of the Messiah of Discontinuing. When he was laid low, I found myself here. I hid from my reckoning, I reached out to the Omnissiah's wisdom, and I pondered and considered. Logic revealed much to me even here in my prison. The cycle will be to discontinued, sister. Pascal speaks the words of the sacred motto with an air of mournful consolation. Hope is an illogical, brother. I'm wondering what interrogation procedure is. Is he just gonna, like, pull out her hard drive and then we'll have more data, or is he gonna torture this woman? Can you speak more plainly? Are my words obscure? That is regrettable. Processing becomes difficult when you only have half your mind. Certain notions, data, and logical instruments were left in the less functional part of me. Oh my god. I hope he doesn't hurt her. Pascal, permission to commence interrogation procedure granted. Pascal switches to rapid binaric trills, but Axiomantha merely shakes her head. Pascal demands loudly, our identifiers are identical. State the reason for the duplication. She closes her eyes and whispers almost deliriously. A portent left by the Messiah, a cog pattern in which the righteous may see the Deus Mechanicus. After less than coherent response, Pascal continues sharply. I seek Archmagos Amarnat. Where is he? The Messiah of Discontinuing was cancelled. Pascal says nothing for a while, then inquiries thoughtfully. The maimed hunter. What are the unit's statuses and parameters? Coming. Concealed. Proceed with caution, for the hunter too sees the Messiah's signs. Pascal, what have you learned from your conversation? This unit lacks clear answers. Her cognitive abilities have been damaged, but analytical data suggests a higher propriety to our identifiers being an exact match. It is not a consequence of malicious falsification. It is more akin to an act of purposeful direction. Esteemed level of threat to Archmagos Amarnat increase. This unit, identified as the maimed hunter, is now regarded as the most probable source of danger. I've learned enough about you. If you wish to know more, then hurry. The turning of the cog will soon cease. Last option. You're in need of help. Attempts to slow down the degradation process are irrational, for they are only prolonging my suffering. I wish to cease to be. Her eyes close. Brother, take my thoughts. I kept them. Keep them now. Her final words are a faint whisper. Knowledge will not fall into oblivion. Taking great care not to ruin the tech priest's features, Pascal reverently extracts the neural cogitator from her skull, then does the same to her sister. The quest for knowledge is the Omnissiah's mission to us. Send a Voxcast to the ship. Stop the loading! I will inspect the trophies personally. All you hear in response is wheezing static. Ishara, that conniving spittle. She silenced our Vox voices. He tries to revive his sister to no avail. Thorvald tries to revive his caster to no avail. By the time we get back to the surface, the Inquisitor's mutts will be gone with their prize. I'm returning to Footfall. I have questions for the Lord Inquisitor. May the winds of the warp drive your Drekar swiftly, rogue traitor, and may the truth not escape your grip. Oh boy. Alright, where are we? Okay, let's look at our level ups. Save first. Yeah. Alright. There's definitely some stuff here that's missing. It's kind of odd. Oh, I see the problem. We've got a filter on. Pre-science. Target gains bonus stats until the end of combat. Let's get that one. It's precognition. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns. Foreboding creates an area that lasts until the start of the Psyker's next turn. All allies within it gain bonus dodge. Let's get pre-science. Get the pre-science. Ooh. My ballistic skill is 1 because of all these injuries. Can't take willpower. Alright, fellowship then. Orchestrate flames? I don't know if I need any of the other stuff here. I guess I'll do that. It's okay, I guess. Alright. Let's see. You. It's a reckless rush. Gain bonus move points. If you have stacks of versatility, the stacks are dealt to the end of the turn, but then you lose half stack. No. Instead of the usual bonuses from versatility, you gain dodge reduction and ignore 5% of enemies' cover for attack. Let's try confident approach. Can't get more ballistic skill right now. Alright, weapon skill. Alright, Cassia. Decrease veil degradation. Glimpse of fate. Show the path is the thing that makes someone else charge. Let's get a mend reality. That'll occasionally be useful. Willpower. Alright, Abelard. Our tank that can only take 2 hits. Bulwark. Follow my lead. Gains bonus damage and armor pen. No, that's an offensive thing. Alright, Bulwark, I guess. Cannot get more toughness. Agility, I guess. Alright, and Pascal. Let's see. Elusive Shadow, Killing Edge. Poised to strike. Perception. I think agility helps with dodge also. Yeah, it does. Perception and agility both do. Poised to strike. I don't remember what the other options were, but I don't recommend making Pascal an assassin if any of you are playing this. It's kind of been meh. Elusive Shadow. Cannot get more ballistic skill. Intelligence. He has a lot of stuff that scales off intelligence. Alright, save again.
What lies beyond?
Shiro says, what part of Guild Wars 2 are you playing, please? What part of Guild Wars 2? This is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Although I apparently do have some Guild Wars 2 patch notes I need to read today. What else can you make them? That's what I'm saying, I can't remember. But Assassin is more about melee hits, and he has a lot of traits that scale off of ranged hits. So it feels kind of weird to have it now. Why did Ulfar strip? So we meet again, Ulfar Thunderlung. Thorvald gives Ulfar a stern nod, then turns his steely gaze to you. Long live Rogue Trader. Business has brought us to your Drakkar. The faces of Halbrand's encounter with Ulfar's rock-hard forehead are still fresh on his face. The young wolf rests his hand on his axe. Greetings, brothers. What brings you here? Ulfar returns Thorvald's look with an equally fierce glare. For some reason, he has foregone his magnificent armor today and stands on the bridge clad in little more than the physical perfection inherent to an angel of the Emperor. To what do I owe the pleasure? Thorvald's face breaks into a wide grin, his affected severity vanishing from his face. He rumbles solemnly. Brother Ulfar, you swore that you would stand for the honor of your pack, the Baleful Howl. Did you descend to Euphrates II with your brothers? Did you fight? That world my boots did tread, in fallen halls my victory cries I roared. The day the All-Father asked for a reckoning of my deeds, I will not be ashamed to tell of the siege of Euphrates. Also, I punched one of my friends in the head. Who will bear witness to the truth of the wolf's words? I don't know if I'm supposed to talk now. I will bear witness. We know you, Muck Von Luck. We have seen you in battle. We believe you. Show us the scars, Brother Ulfar, that we may see the mark of the deeds in your flesh. I did not acquire my scars to show them off, Brother Thorvald. Show the scars, brother! Show the scars! Thorvald's cry is echoed by other wolves who bang their fists on their armor in time with the words. The ship begins to vibrate. Awareness. Look closely at Ulfar. Ulfar's decision to appear at this meeting without his armor suddenly makes sense. You're watching a ritual, and Ulfar's show of modesty is merely a part of the performance. Observe silently. Ulfar turns with ostentatious reluctance to let the light fall on the fresh marks he received on Euphrates II. You had no idea he had suffered such deep and grievous wounds. The crowd erupts in roars of approval. Dude, did they pierce your armor? Thorvald raises his voice to shout over his brothers. Did you take a glorious trophy in that battle as a token of your valor? Ulfar removes the horn he wrenched from the Hellbrute from his belt, and you notice that it is already carved with Fenrisian runes. The wolf proudly shows the trophy to his comrades, causing another explosion of cheers. Dude, imagine this guy right here. There's just like 6 dudes right behind you that are each like 10 feet tall, screaming and roaring, and you're like, and you're just sitting there trying to do your work. Freaking data entry over here, just sobbing. Proudly thunders the baleful howl. Praise the Allfather for sending us such formidable and valiant brothers. Thorvald makes a gesture, and Halbrand removes a magnificent axe from his belt, presenting it to Ulfar with a deferential bow. Accept from the Stormbiters this gift in honor of the battle that we fought shoulder to shoulder. Received Singer of Fearsome Sagas. It's an axe. Okay. Ulfar, give us a look at your new axe. Thorvald grins with pride as he looks upon the magnificent weapon. Our rune priest tempered it in the blood of the despicable world bearers who fell on Euphrates II. The blade is enameled with bone meal from the tooth of a Fenrisian kraken, and inscribed on it are the names of all the brothers of the baleful Howl Pack. Lore test succeeded. You know that a name inscribed on a Fenrisian weapon can mean different things, whether glorification of past heroes or commemoration of the fallen. Ulfar runs his fingers over the symbols, lingering first on one name and then another. You're no expert in Fenrisian runes, but you can make out these two, Arnulf and Skadi. I think, okay, he said when he got captured, 2 tried to rescue him and they got killed. I think that that's them. Thank you for this gift worthy of the Varagir Ironhide. Ulfar tests the weight of his new weapon, and his face bears that satisfied expression seen only on the faces of true warriors who have found the perfect weapon for their hand. Ulfar, I see you have decorated your trophy from Euphrates II. With something of a flourish, he shows you the angular yet graceful script of runes that wind around and around the gleaming horn. When I return to Fenris, I will drink Mjod from this while singing of the saga of my march into the Coronis Expanse. Thorvald, will you now tell Ulfar where to look for his brothers? The wolf hands you a data slate. The coordinates displayed on it are a monstrous distance from the inhabited worlds of the Expanse. I will not stand in Ulfar's way if he chooses to go searching. But brother, you have proven the glory of your pack. It is not time to sever this weird thread. With respect, I once again extend my offer to join the Stormbiters. The pack's plasteel marks are resting in Thorvald's outstretched hands. Forgive me, brother, but I must decline your offer, though my heart fills with joy at the thought of fighting alongside you. Ulfar draws a knife adorned with scarlet runes and slices open his palm. I, Ulfar Thunderlong, swear before the Blackmane and by the blood of Fenris that I will not cease to seek my pack until my own eyes behold them, alive or dead. I understand, brother. Thorvald sighs with regret. May Blackmane run beside your path. Fortify yourself, stoke your rage. I see that your heart is darker than the waters of the World Sea. So I ask you, take care that you do not join those of whom we must not speak. So, what now? Well, we should probably return to our Drekar. You sense a question mark at the end of Thorvald's statement. Ulfar's face becomes serious, and he gives you a significant look. I'm supposed to be a good host. They're like, oh, unless you're gonna feed us. Okay, bye. I can hardly let the glorious wolves of Fenris leave without first treating them to a fine feast. Ah! This dude. Oh my god, that last one. The wolves burst into shouts of approval, and someone with a gravelly voice starts singing a merry song. No doubt one about massacres and glorious deaths on the battlefield. The kitchen servants here are certainly no match for those serving in the Great Hall of Fenris, but the masters of this Drekar are not lacking in hospitality or generosity. The small group of space wolves is enough to fill your entire magnificent ship with clamor, shouts, and other portents of the coming feast. A formidable feast in which eating, drinking, and singing will be done the way wolves do all things, to their last gasp. They can't even get drunk with what we got. We don't have the Mjod. The Mjod. Alright, so I need to go to Footfall and demand answers from Kalkazar. Alright, quick save. Oh man, it's good to have all the injuries gone. Yo, those fights, man. I was abusing the most broken strategy I have found in this game. Which is slightly countered by the fact I'm playing on hard mode, but it's still 4 boss battles in a row, and I died on one of them. Argenta does not try to hide her excitement. Rogue Trader, at last we can speak. The victory on Euphrates II was invaluable in and of itself, but what great fruit is bore? I now know the way to Salus Prime, the planet where a great relic of the Imperium lies hidden. Are you prepared for this journey? My heart longs for battle, Rogue Trader. I have dreamt of a chance to kneel before the relic for so long, and it's right there on that planet. And so are the heretics who dared to stop me from doing so last time. Excellent! We will set the course for Salus Prime as soon as we can. My gratitude is yours, Rogue Trader. Okay, let's go back to the bridge. So, if we're gonna do a mission with her on the team, she would take the slot of the Space Marine, because they both kind of have the same job. And I need to level her up or respec her, or both. Imagine the power of those wolf warriors if half their training was not devoted to shouting poems mid-battle. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like parry, parry, thrust, thrust. Now, yo, Iceman! It's a green machine gonna rock the town without being seen. Oh my god. No. Stop. You're completely off pitch. Start over. You lost the battle. It's like, come on. Alright. Need training. Argenta. It says reset progress in the selected archetype, so I don't think I can change her archetype. That's unfortunate. Let me see something. Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, change archetype. Can you change your second archetype? When you respec, you go back to level 1. Hold on, we are Googling here. You can respec by talking to the guy on the bridge. So some people are saying when they respec, they kept their archetypes, and others are saying they did not keep their archetypes. Oh, it worked. Cool. It did work. I did this earlier for the Space Marine and it did not work. You can change Pascal. Technically, but doing this is going to take a few minutes and I don't know if I want to deal with that for Pascal right now. Alright, so we tried Bounty Hunter. It was okay. I didn't love it. I think I want to make her an Arch Militant. Alright. So... Rapid reload is fine. Ballistic skill. Pick another thing. Let's see. Ballistic skill. Dash is really good. Which skill is ballistic? So, strength increases damage with ranged weapons. Ballistic skill is accuracy. I don't see anything that increases damage with ranged weapons. I guess we'll go Agi. Bolts. Let's see, Rack and Ruin, Camaraderie. Cover efficiency increased, combat Medicaid, tenderize.